Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia here, and welcome back to the Overwatch League Roundup. And there was an idea in one of the comments from Wild Wolfman, and it was to do like a team of players that have been let go from the Overwatch League teams and create a redemption team that could be an OWL team signed up. But I like the idea, and I might do it eventually. I just want to see where the transfers go at the moment. But it did give me an idea. Why don't I create my own team out of players that haven't been signed up yet? Whether they've been playing in contenders, which they mostly have, whether they popped off at the World Cup, whether I've seen them in pugs on streams, and I thought it was a pretty good idea. So why don't we piece together a 6-man roster and see what we think of it? Now, these players are... Some of these players, I don't know why they're not in the league. I just don't know why they're not in the league. So I'm going to start off with the supports, and our journey starts off at Element Mystique and MCD. He would be the first support I would put in the lineup. MCD has a very storied history with Element Mystique going back to the middle of this year. He's won pretty much everything there is to win with Element Mystique, apart from Contender's career where they came second behind Runaway, but they did win the gauntlet, and he looked really good. He's also done really well with 3 hours before, Fox's Talon Esports, Whitewell, Incheon Esports as well, and he's got a really good track record. Now, he's only age 20, so he's got a lot of years in him, and he plays the Zen and the Ana. I think he'd be a really good support for a team to pick up, so that's why he goes into my 6-man lineup. The next one, we are staying in Korea, but this time we're hopping over to Runaway. It's Lee Jae-gon. Now, this guy's something else. He's been at Runaway since 2018, and he plays mainly Lucio and Mercy, so be your main support. He's only 18. Gosh darn it. Why has someone not picked him up yet? I bet someone's picked him up by the time this video goes out. That'll be very frustrating. But he, again, another player that's won pretty much everything there is to win. He's won Contenders Trials in the Pacific region. He's had a really highly placed finish in the Pacific region as well. He then did really well in Trials in China. He then came to Korea to play for Runaway. He wins 2018 Season 3 Contenders career with Runaway. Then he wins the NetEase Esports X tournament with Runaway. Then he gets a really high place finish with Runaway again. Then he wins Contenders with Runaway again. Then he comes third in the Gauntlet not so long ago. He has so many titles to his name, it's ridiculous. This guy should be in the Overwatch League. Or at least be given a shot at it. He's 18, so he's eligible for the league as well. I am surprised that Lee Jae-gon has not been picked up. He is like a staple name of Runaway at the moment in the support line, and considering we've just had 2 Runaway players picked up by a certain team from America, yes, that's a video, it's either come out before this or after this, one or the other, but Lee Jae-gon, I really don't understand how he's not in the league by now, and if he doesn't get signed up by a team, I will be very, very surprised, because he's so darn good. And he's so young as well. I honestly expected the London Spitfire to pick this guy up, and they didn't. And I don't think they're going to. So, who knows where he might be headed? He might be staying at Runaway. But he is in this team for me, and that completes a Korean support lineup. But this is where things get slightly different. We move on to our tanks now, and we take a hop to Europe, and Samsung Morning Stars. This is Tech36. He would be my off-tank. I have seen Tech36, obviously we've seen him at the World Cup. He was really good. One of the standout players at the World Cup in my opinion, especially for Team France, obviously. And I've also seen him in Pro Pugs very recently. And gosh darn, this guy's good. This guy's good. Like, I had wonders whether he could be flexible in that flex role, but he can be. His Sigma looks good, his Diva looks good, his Roadhog looks good. I'm not sure about his Zarya, but I'm sure he can scratch up on it. So I think Tech36 is a really good off-tank option for a team in the league. Honestly, I'm surprised that Paris Eternal went down the route of getting in Korean players. They could have got in Tech36 and some of the really good-looking European DPS that we've been seeing during the World Cup, and I would have backed the Paris Eternal, but they didn't go down that road. So it leaves Tech36 leaving the Samsung Morning Stars and not really having a team to go to right now. I'd be surprised if he wasn't picked up, in all honesty. I mean, Boston Uprising, hello, really good player here, off tank, you need one. Really good signing, just saying. Anyway, he's my off tank, and who would I pair alongside him? Well, it's another Korean. Yes, we're hopping back to Korea, we're hopping back to Element Mystique. It's Alpha. Alpha, the main tank of Element Mystique, has a very storied history once again. When we're talking about Element Mystique and Runaway, we're always talking about a really storied history because they're darn good teams. Alpha has had time at both Element Mystique and Runaway. This guy has played at the top of Korean contenders for a long time, and he obviously won the gauntlet with Element Mystique, came second to Runaway in Season 2 of Contenders Korea last year. Season 1 of Contenders Korea last year, he won it with Element Mystique. And then going back to his time of Runaway, he was doing well as well. I think this guy's a really good main tank. Age 20, he's got a bit of experience, exactly where you want it. And again, he knows how to win. He knows how to win, and I think that's crucial to a lot of people right now. He knows how to win. And yes, I'm not going to get into the thing of, what about a language barrier? How the hell would Alpha be able to communicate with Tech36? Yeah, I know, but I'm just picking out these players. If I was going to get really, really deep to that, it would take a lot longer, But I really think Alpha deserves a shot at the Overwatch League. I'd be surprised if some teams aren't looking at him, although I am seeing that a lot of the main tank slots are taken up right now. Although, Paris Eternal, you could do with another main tank. I mean, Ben Best is okay, I guess. Moving on, and we get to the DPS, and this is where it gets darn juicy. There's a lot of options in the DPS category, actually. Even if I just look in Europe, there are a lot of options. When you think of people that have popped off at the World Cup this year, you look at Leaf for France and Fischer for Denmark. They're really good players, but the two I picked out, I've picked one hit scan and one projectile. The projectile I've gone for is Visility of the Netherlands. He looked really good at the World Cup, and again, I'd be seeing him in the Pro Pugs. And he's got a really good Doomfist, his Hanzo is lethal, he can really play the Mei. If you want to whip out a Genji, which a lot of people are trying to do in the Pro Pugs at the moment because of his buffs, God, I think they all miss Genji. He's really good at all these projectile heroes. He's a really good all-round player. Yes, he's one of the oldest on this list, but I don't think that really matters at 23. I really think Visility deserves a shot, and he would absolutely be well up on the top of my list for one of the options if I was creating an Overwatch League team right now. And who knows, he may still be signed up. Any of these players might still be signed up, so they might have already been signed up by the time this video goes out. It'll be very frustrating if they are, because it makes it already defunct. But hey, if that happens, and good for them. But he is definitely one. And the hit scan. Now, this is something I really don't believe. This is crazy. This is Asking. Now, if you haven't heard of Asking, he is a French hit scan DPS player, plays for Samsung Morning Stars. And this guy, I have not seen anything like this guy. Now, I've seen him at the Pro Pugs on Twitch, and this guy's Widowmaker is phenomenal. I mean this, he's phenomenal. He's better than Soon. I'm not joking. I am actually not joking. If I could get some footage without being copyright strike, I would do, because you've got to see this guy to believe it. If you want to see this guy, I don't know whether Timu's got the VODs on his stream, but I was watching Timu's stream of his Pugs, and he was up against Asking. And I'm sorry, but Asking was ripping Timu a new butthole. I'm not kidding. This guy, and Timu's words were, why is this effing guy not in OWL? Because, honestly, his reaction time is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. His brain his brain to predict, to remember all the situation around him is phenomenal. And I mean, he would be one of the top Widowmakers in the league. Right up there with Sire Player. Taimu thinks he's better than Pine. I would agree with him. Like, I have not seen a Widowmaker as good as Asking. And Taimu said it himself, it's the best Widowmaker he's ever played against. This guy needs a shot at the Overwatch League. I have never seen a Widowmaker so good. It's just disbelief. It's just disbelief from what I've seen recently from this guy. If he doesn't get picked up, I don't know what the Overwatch League is playing at. Like, he must have done something wrong. I mean, that I don't know about, because this guy is something else. And if you get a chance to see Asking in action in the Pro Pugs, then just sit there and be amazed, because what this guy can do is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm honestly surprised that the Paris Eternal haven't looked at this, because he is much better than some of the players I've seen in the league. I mean, his Widowmaker, like for like, I think is better than Soon. It's better than Pine. It's better than a lot of Widowmakers out there. Birdring, I think he's honestly better than them. It's crazy how good this guy is. And again, it's a case of seeing it and believing it. He is by far the best player on this list from what I've seen in the Pro Pugs right now, with perhaps only an argument for Lige Gone, but I haven't seen him in the Pro Pugs because he's playing for Runaway. So this guy, especially, you know, Asking is just something everyone's asking the question, why is he not in the Overwatch League? Because he is just so good. He is so good, and it's not just one pop-off either. I've seen him in multiple Pugs, and he has looked insane. He has been ripping apart pro players, Overwatch League players, Overwatch Contenders players. He's been ripping them apart. And he's not got a team. He recently took a 1-month break. He's now back. He came back, he announced his retirement on September the 21st. He then came back a month later, and he's been in these Pro Pugs, and it's insane. He's played for Samsung Morning Stars, Uprising Academy, Toronto Esports, and Snakes. And honestly, I'd be really upset for this guy if he doesn't get picked up, because he is so good. I've never seen anyone like it. I've never seen anyone like it. It borders on damn, is this guy cheating? He's that good. It's like, what do you do to counter his reflexes? His reflexes are super sharp. Sharper than a lot of people's. So, anyway, I'm going to stop going on. This guy is so good, and if he doesn't get picked up, but that is my 6-man roster. It would be Asking, Visility, Alpha, Tech36, Lige Gon, and MCD. And I think that team would be darn good. I think, honestly, that team would be darn good if you could get them, obviously, to work together, because there's a lot of different personalities in there. There's a lot of different languages in there, obviously. So, there's always the question, like, have you got the synergy? But, you know, teams like Guangzhou Charge, Philadelphia Fusion made it work with mixed rosters. So, it's always a possibility, and then you don't know what coaches you'd have either. But that is my 6-man roster for a team that I'd have in the Overwatch League that aren't currently signed. Some of these players are absolutely incredible, and I don't know why they haven't been signed, and maybe they will be signed in the coming days and weeks. But I'm going to leave it here for this one, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.